Damn it, Becky, stop playing games.
I don't want any drama on my street.
If I were you, I would go back to minding my own business. Nice talk, neighbor.
Get rid of her, or I will.
Have you been taking your medication?
Must be crazy.
Don't call me crazy.
So I am here with the bombshell director, producer, actress, Miss Larissa Dali. Miss Dali, can you tell our viewers a little about yourself?
Absolutely. Let's see. I was born in New York City. I moved to Texas when I was like about 5 years old, and I've been like a goofball ever since. I was always dancing, putting on plays, like wanting to entertain everybody around me, make them laugh. Was really, really into dance and cheer, so I kind of combined the two. Always just wanted to be performing in some aspect. And then once I became an adult, because I tried to go the acting route younger, but my mom said no. I begged, I pleaded. And so once I turned 18, I ran with it and I started pursuing modeling, and then I got into acting, and it's been all uphill since then. So
Look at God.
I know, right?
Now, we know that dance was your therapy, but as far as the acting goes, what was your favorite aspects about that?
I the storytelling aspect, but the human connection, the
Mhm.
fact that you can watch a piece of a play, a piece of cinema, and it can change your viewpoint, your perspective, and you can have an understanding of a life that you may not have understood before. So,
Okay, I love that. Now, who was
mhm.
your favorite model that made you say, you know what, I can do this? And your favorite actor that you emulated growing up?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, oh, that's so tough because I grew up in like the era of I don't know, I don't even know if they still do it, but Victoria's Secret used to do like this fashion show and I was obsessed. I thought they were like the coolest ever, and I would watch like I grew up with America's Next Top Model and all that. Even though I am 5'4", on a good day, I was reaching for the stars. I was like, one day. And getting into it, understanding like there's a whole different avenues for all that. I knew runway might not be my thing, but I got to do some like print, athletic wear, stuff like that. But so I don't know who I could tell you would be my favorite model, but as far as favorite actress, I have a few that come to mind that were just like really inspiring to me. Who would I say growing up though? Okay, I'm gonna say I love Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's kick-ass. So I'm gonna go with her because she can do it all, and I love her like off-screen attitude too. She's very, very much herself. So
Oh, very much authentic.
yes, authentic.
Now, you starred on Becky. Becky,
I
you were
did.
doing too much. But
So I've heard. Oh my gosh.
now, what intrigued you about this role and how did you prepare for that character?
It intrigued me because I got to play more so I don't like to call her the villain, but she's
Right,
she's she's the bad guy. But it was so cool to play because as you're playing someone who is quote unquote the villain, you don't see yourself that way, right? Every
right,
action that you do is justifiable. So like preparing for that, like reading this, I was like, okay, in this person's shoes, it's like, yeah, everything I did was for a reason.
right,
And like where Becky came from and having to like her whole backstory of like, oh, okay, so this is why she's the way she is. So it's
right.
really cool to kind of like cultivate that, right? And there's more Becky to come. So hang on.
Lord, Becky was nuts, but
I know.
tell us about your experience working on Old Gray Mare at the Tyler Perry Studios. How did that opportunity come about?
Actually, that opportunity came about because of a amazing writer director and a friend of mine, Lakeisha Lemons, and she told Courtney they were looking to cast somebody for the role, Robin, the wife of uh, On Screen with Duvall, and I did an audition. I was actually really sick. She called me. I just been out of the country. I came back and she's like, "Hey, I have this opportunity. Can you get this on tape?" And I was like, "I am really sick." She's like, "This is like a really cool opportunity." I was like, "Okay, let me pull myself together." I got the audition out and they hired me. So I got to work with Courtney Glaudet and Tyler Perry Studios, and it was just so beautiful. The artistry, the creative vision. I am so blessed and honored I got to do a role because it was a very, very heavy and impactful role. So,
Right.
yeah.
I think that's amazing when you said you were 5'4" and became a model. I'm like 5'4". Okay, she's wearing
Yes.
tall heels, but because I
Yep.
seen your ballerina, your midnight ballerina debut. But now I wanted to say that you shot for the stars. You wanted to touch the stars and saw the whole
Yes.
universe. So this has been a huge. You've never played. I think you were always a star role. Never in the back. And it shows in your acting. So
Wow. Thank you.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
So with Deadly Escape, your character is very different. Do you enjoy playing a villain or like what is your preference?
Okay, so it's fun. It's so much fun to play crazy. I would say that. It's really it's complex, right? It's
Right.
super, super complex. But I don't know if I necessarily have a preference because I think it's really cool being able to tell all these different types of stories, right? Because you're stepping into another person's shoes and living
Right.
through like their eyes, so to speak. So I would like I have to say, yeah, playing playing the bad guy, it's fun. It's fun. But because, you hopefully in everyday life that's not who you are, right?
Right.
So getting to kind of express that in a safe manner is
Right.
fun.
We're
Fun.
not gonna do time. I agree. So
Exactly.
period. Now, do you have an alter ego that helps you dive into character? And if so, what's her name?
Oh, yes. So I have my shadow self. Her name's Ursula. Like the Disney villain, yes. But I remember naming her at one point because I was like just I was doing a lot of like internal work and a lot of shadow work and it was coming up and I was like, Ursula, not today. And I was like, oh, wait a second. Did I name her? Did she name herself? Do I need to be worried? Oh yes, I do. And it's really cool to integrate that, the light and the dark. So yeah, Ursula, she's in there.
I love it. Real Life Wednesday.
Yeah.
Now, with this, no. You are producer and director for Linda's self.
Yes.
Like she's not crazy, but she's going through life.
Yes.
And as well as the Midnight Ballerina, and you're the starring
Mhm.
role in the series. What drew you to the role, and how did you find the connection to be vulnerable, or that vulnerable connection with your character?
Oh, with Linda, this was a story that came like with my business partner and I after working on set of Becky 2, and then we went to see Nora, and like he had this idea for like first day series. So it's like the first day you find out you have cancer, your first day
Mm,
at and I was like, what about your first day as like an exotic dancer? And he's like, what about your first day back? And it kind of just snowballed into this living, breathing person that we named and Linda. And he was like, you have to star in this. I was like, no, 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 because it was kind of a lot of like worst fears. And
mm,
so I finally decided I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll play the role. And it was really cathartic and it was really, really interesting to do because I had to go to a lot of places I didn't like really want to go. So
mm,
I love talking about this because it's really personal to me and it's become like our child and we
mm.
really, really can't wait to make it into like a limited series. So I hope that answers your question.
It
Thank
does. Congratulations.
you.
Now, with this project, you were all hands on deck. How did you
Mhm.
critique your work to give yourself fresh perspective as
Oh,
the actor, director, and producer?
that's such a good question. The team I had around me, my business partner, co-director Ian Haywood, very trusted people. Lakeisha was on set, Justin Milton. There was people that we our elders, Gerald, a lot of people that we kept around us to kind of not keep us in check per se, but to that we could know they knew the vision and they could help us if we ever kind of got strayed too far. Like we had a lot of really good support on deck.
Okay. Now, how long did it take you to film?
So we shot, it would be we're calling it the pilot episode. We're still in the editing process, but it was 4 days for very like, it was 4 12-hour days. So yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you hope to accomplish with this latest body of work?
So like I said, we really want to pitch it as a limited series, but we have a couple option plans. Right now, we are meeting with some investors to potentially raise funds to shoot a longer version of what we have. But I see it as a limited series of kind of like a euphoria for adults, if you
Mm,
will. It's very gritty, it's dramatic, it's art house, but I think it could be relatable because everyone's kind of had, um, eh, a job maybe they didn't want to go back to, or
mm.
like everyone's had like the worst day, right?
Right,
So
right.
it starts off like that and then tangents out and builds the storyline around it with the characters involved in her life. So hopefully I'm trying to speak into existence, like partnering with A24 or Neon, which are two production companies I love, and seeing it maybe on like an HBO Max.
Right.
That would be, I'm like, that would be great. Fingers crossed.
Well, A24 is the way to go.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Now,
If they're
tell us,
listening, sorry.
period. Let's pray. Okay. That means I
Done.
get a blue mark I don't have to pay for. Now,
Yes.
tell us about your holistic journey. And not just that, but how do you get into your zen for these roles? That's a lot.
It is. It is. And it's the the mental preparation is important, but it's also, I was just talking about this, how I now have come to a place of learning my boundaries, and if I overextend myself, it's too much to come back from. Like I'll get really ill or sick. So I've learned to draw the line. If I have to take a day, an hour, whatever it is, like I'm gonna take that for myself because my
Hmm.
health is important. But I would say things that I do like holistically, I meditate, I pray, I do gratitude work, I walk, I work out. It's kind of like what I feel like I need in the moment. And I like to call like my tool belt. I'm like, what do I need to pull out right now? Like what am I needing? What's here? Okay, I need to let me sit and do like gratitude work. I'm grateful.
Mm.
Okay, I'm getting stressed out. Okay, let me take a few deep breaths. Let me go do a guided meditation. So it's just kind of dependent upon, but especially for heavy roles, if I'm doing something that's like very, very dark or like very, traumatic to live or relive or whatnot, that's really important. I have to set aside time to make sure that I could go touch grass,
Hmm. Hmm.
stare at the water and just be like, okay, I'm safe. Thank you, God, for having me,
Yes.
for I'm alive, I'm breathing, everything's good. So yeah, yeah.
Period. Life can be a heavy role in general.
In general, exactly, exactly.
So I think it's great that you set boundaries when you become overstimulated with your surroundings. It's a lot. Director, producer, actress, model. The balance, finding that balance is crazy. You have to
Hmm.
constantly fine tune it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yes. And it's like a learn as you go. And that's kind of how a lot of my life has been. It's a trial and error process. And so having like the tools to be able to utilize as I come up to like a roadblock, a hurdle, a learning experience, if you will, it's like, okay, what fits here? What do I need for myself? What do I need for my surroundings?
Right,
And then
right.
in turn, I can be a much better me and then help. I could be so much more of service when
Hmm.
I service myself, like when I'm in service to myself. So,
Yes, I love that. Now, who
yeah.
is your favorite character that you've played?
Oh, 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 okay. Man, so far, gosh, I I might have to say Becky.
Becky Crazy Tale Self.
Becky's crazy. Yes, I might have to say that. That's who keeps coming. She's coming up like, hey, wait, no, you gotta say.
Lord,
I
that
know
Jezebel. Okay. Becky, I can't take it.
that that might be so far. I'll let you know if that it could change by the end of the year, but I think that's my answer right now.
Bruh, I'm like, Becky, what are you doing?
I
That.
know. I know. I know. I know. She's crazy. She's fun.
If you can look back into, not even look back, but go back, now that you've dreamed big, you were that little girl dancing in the living room, just being hopeful and just
Hmm.
like ready to take the world by storm. What is the one key thing that you would tell her now that you know what you know?
Oh, oh my gosh. That there's gonna be those days. I would first I'd hug her, I'd tell her I love her, and I'd tell her that she's enough, no matter what, she is enough and she is loved. And I would say there's gonna be days where you feel like giving up and their like hope is very slim, but
Mm,
to just keep going and
right,
that like this too shall pass because there are days that are heavy and you invest a lot into yourself and the career. It's a bunch of unknowns
mm,
and that's scary. It's scary to
right,
take these leaps and to keep elevating, but that doesn't mean it's not exciting. It doesn't mean it's not possible. So to take the good with the bad and that in the end, keep striving because you're gonna get where you want to go. That's what I'd
period.
say.
Even at 5'4".
Yes. I was like, nothing's gonna stop me. It's fine. I'll do it. Oh
Okay.
gosh.
Now, in preparation, because you are a starring role, like I said, not just once, but many times.
Hmm.
Now, to prep for these scenes, what would you say to the starving artist who's trying to get even one starring role?
To prep well, to take it, any opportunity for even the smaller roles, right?
Hmm.
Act like that is the starring role. Like put the same amount of work, amount of passion, amount of backstory. Create that character so rich, even if it's one line that you get. I feel like giving that and breathing life into something like that could encourage you to just keep going and then the next job will be bigger and the next job and then once you have that it's like oh wow this richness of the lead it's a big responsibility but it's a great one right so that's
Right,
what I
right.
would say is like treat every role like it's the starring role.
Period. Now, what is your motivation right now? Your inspiration?
Oh, that's a what is my in terms of what in terms of like
to keep
career or
to
to
keep
keep
going.
going.
Yeah, because it is heavy.
It is.
Life is hard, and just trying to do this, touch the stars in the universe, it's challenging. But you're
It
doing
is.
it. But it comes with sacrifice, like you said.
Right.
Mhm.
I think my inspiration, I go to my why, and the reason that I want to be so successful in the industry of storytelling and entertainment is for multiple reasons. One, it's like the human connection, the people you meet, but also being able to utilize my platform at a level of doing things like this to inspire and help empower people to
Mhm.
live in their authenticity and to have the courage to do what they want to do. So to be able to listen to yourself, trust your intuition and guidance, and be heart led is something
Okay.
that I'm so I I talk about like very, very deeply, and I want to bridge those two together and keep utilizing and talking about those things and spreading light and consciousness. So that's like my big, big why
Mm,
is to get to a level where I can keep doing this and growing and expanding and helping people open their minds and their hearts. So yeah.
okay. So outside of acting and directing and producing, what more do you want to do with your talents?
Oh, so kind of like what we were talking about earlier, I'm very much in like the holistic health healing. Some people call it like woo, but like I'm very, very into like spiritual energetics and kind of how we can learn how to trust ourselves more and do the work on ourselves and spreading love through that. So
Right.
I want to kind of tie that in. I've done a lot of people don't know this, but I've done like one-on-one coaching with people because I have like life coaching, I've done Akashic records and like energy work and human design and all these things that are very they're like tools to help you learn the self. And once you learn
Hmm.
the self and you can do somatic work and learn to understand what homeostasis is for your body, there's like a lot you can do through healing that, right? So and then
Right.
you start there and you could grow. So that's, I think, one thing I talk about, but maybe not a lot of people know me in the world of acting is that my healing arts as well. So
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
well, it's working because you find beauty in everything. Now,
Right.
before you found the beauty, was there ever a moment where you failed at something, and how did you handle that?
All the time. Woo! Oh my gosh. I have fallen on my face so many times, so many times in the mud, in the dirt. It took a lot to get to this point, to be completely honest with you. It was not easy and I wasn't always my synapses weren't always wired to find the beauty. I think there was a lot of negative times, a lot of dark times I had to
Mm,
go through that now I've learned how to shift my perspective and say, okay, today was a learning experience. Maybe
mm,
it wasn't a win, but
right,
this now unlocked new experience can help me grow onto the next level, right?
right,
It's
right, right.
all gathering to level up. So that I have failed many, many times.
Oh man,
Yeah. But that's okay. That's part of the journey. And in
right.
that moment, you know, I could go back and say that to myself, and I might want to be like, I like look at my future self saying, like, oh, it's part of the journey. I would be like, shut up. Like, I don't want to hear that right now. So, and yeah, it's been a process, and I'm so grateful for it. Even when in that moment I might not feel that way, I
Hmm.
feel like I've had to go endure what I've had to do to get to this point. I hope
That's
that
right.
wasn't too many,
No, no,
like,
no. It was perfect.
okay.
It was perfect. Now, if you had a word to describe your energy right now, what would that be?
Oh, I'm in like a state of bliss and gratitude just to be speaking with you and the way you've asked me these questions. I
Oh,
feel like my heart is being penetrated. So thank you.
you're
I
welcome.
thank you.
I appreciate that. So I have two more questions.
Okay.
Um, what what other films are you working on?
Okay, so I'm going to New York to do a film called what is it? Crazy Clowny. And it is like a slasher film, but I'm playing a detective. And it's cool because I got brought back to life in the last film. From the last film, I was supposed to die. Long story, but
Oh
here we
Lord.
are. And then I'm doing a film with Courtney Glaudet after that in Houston called uh, Love as Love Is. So, and then I play kind of like I I would call it like a supporting role. I'm pivotal to what happens. I don't know how much I could talk about of that, but those are the next two films that I'm working on.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so
Now, my
much.
final question is very easy. Where
Okay.
can our viewers follow you and download your movies? I know where to find them, but
So I am on Instagram and I am on TikTok at Lolly Dolly. But if you search me, Larissa Dali, you will find like my IMDb, which will have my body of work. A lot of my movies are on Tubi. There's some on Amazon Prime, YouTube as well. And I'm working on a website to streamline everything so it'd be a little bit easier for everybody to kind of find everything in one place.
Period. So thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much.
keep walking the universe. I mean, it's just beyond the stars.
Thank you. And I really love that. I really love that you said that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that more
You're
than you know.
welcome. Of course. So just unpack and it's gonna be all good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Damn it, Becky, stop playing games.
I don't want any drama on my street.
If I were you, I would go back to minding my own business. Nice talk, neighbor.
Get rid of her or I will.
Have you been taking your medication?
Must be crazy.
Don't call me crazy.